Hello and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 3, and where we left off I was asking a question on what we should do next. I want to thank everyone for their comments. They were all very helpful, and there was a lot of actually quite interesting ideas and thoughts on what we should do. Yeah, so I've got a lot to think about, let's put it that way, and most of it, as I say, is pretty positive. I'm happy with what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to lay out the plan in that case. So we're moving in to finish taking, I believe, Singapore. We've just got a couple of, or one pesky division left there. I'm going to switch over to a port strike. Let's see if we can't sink what ships are in harbour there at the moment. We've got our landing in Borneo. And I think the next sort of major phase of that will be just making sure that we're fully immersed into the island. Then once we've taken these two islands, I think it makes a lot of sense for us to maybe jump off and try and take these two. Because resource-wise, Borneo's got a lot of resources, Malaya has a lot of resources, and these two islands have a lot of resources on too. I believe this one's called Java. So if we can take this island and this island, we'll also effectively shut them out of this particular area, leaving them to some very basic and disappointing ports over here, apart from Makassar, which we'll need to probably take. Now, as well as this, I'm going to continue my push into India. And we've got some units and things that are making their way up in that direction now. In fact, we're going to carry on forwards like so. Yeah, I think we're moving into India quite nicely. And what I've decided to do is I've decided to divert 8 units of our experienced infantry up in that direction to aid that. So hopefully we can push right the way up into India with those extra 8 divisions, and hopefully that will be a positive change. So finally, I've rejigged our naval forces. My carriers are definitely going to have to stay in port for a little bit longer. We lost a lot of CAGs, but to put into perspective how many ships they've sunk, it's kind of ridiculous how many ships our carriers have sunk as a collective grouping. I'm sure I can do a little roll call of this, but wow. It's... yeah. And that's just 4 carriers. We've got kill counts on all of the others of very similar. So I'm resting them for a little while, and I'm building... I've got a whole load of CAGs on the way, which were for these 4 carriers, but we're going to press gang them into service on these carriers, and then I've decided to build a further 12 as well as a backup. We're waiting on a couple of twin engine fighters to finish, and some more garrison units, and some more specialized light infantry, and then I'm going to go on a land unit building cycle, because the Soviets are on the back foot. They don't exactly have much by the way of sort of defensive units, and we're in a really good position to probably push out against them quite nicely. So, especially once we take out Mongolia. So Mongolia is already most of the way towards capitulating. We're just finishing up a battle here in this province, and we have a unit pushing up on their capital. We're going to have another unit pushing up on their capital, so we're going to have 2 units ready to strike at their capital at once, which is very tasty. And my hope is, once we puppet Mongolia, I can quickly puppet Tanatuva, and then we've got pretty much a nice succinct front line against the Soviets that we can push out from. Now, the problem is, and while I think the Soviets are an existential threat, pushing out won't gain us much by the way of IC. There's this province, which is very good, but other than that, there's a few around here, but it's quite a long distance until you get to sort of this point. So, yeah, it's all a little bit difficult with the Soviets to know what's best. But if we can also push up through India, into the Soviets, then that's also going to be good. But India definitely is of the most concern, because we don't want the Brits to be able to form a contiguous line across from the African theatre to the Indian theatre. That would be rough. And right now, you know, the Iranians are holding them in place. They've got, you know, lots of support from Iraq, but they are going to fold eventually. So the plan will be to snipe New Zealand very quickly and puppet them. And what I've decided to do is reorganize our naval forces. So all of our surviving battleships, so about 6, with heavy cruiser and destroyer support, are moving up to Truk now. We've also got another cruiser group with what's left over moving on up, and Yamato and Musashi, who are moving up to Truk as well, ready to get into position. Now, we do need our ships just to recover a little tiny bit more. So I'm just going to drop a quick save. Very nice. But from Guadalcanal, where we have another Marine division. Oh, just won a battle. Aha, good. Keep pushing on up. We want to definitely take that province because it's the gateway to this port. And then unlocking this whole front and taking Calcutta would be nice. But yes, I want to snipe New Zealand. And I think the best jumping off point is probably this island here. So I'm going to take the French island. Don't care if we hold it. With all 5 of my Marine divisions. And then we're going to immediately jump off to Auckland. Then Wellington. And then on to Christchurch. And then on to Dunedin. That will be the plan. Okay, we're looking pretty nice resource-wise. Our supply situation isn't too bad either. We're on a pretty major frontage. And we're going to make it over the river up there. Okay, so that's a victory. We can let them move forwards. Let's rest these guys for a little bit. And just let them move up to cover the flank. Then once you've moved up to there, I reckon we should do a support attack to push out this unit of Tanatuvan troops that we should be able to quite easily deal with. Okay, and I can see that we got our cav and things grouped up slightly, so we'll close that off and sort it. But yeah, our carriers have done an amazing job, but you know, the CAGs were just completely spent. Okay, so that's a victory there. We can push up here. And probably with this unit as well, we can do a push. So yeah, we can move that tank unit over the river. It's only a garrison unit that's facing them. And there are another couple of Soviet victory provinces up here. So I'm going to take this infantry unit on a bit of a magical journey to take them out. Okay, but I hope everyone's doing well. I mean, what I do like is, you know, I asked you guys to comment and you did, which is really nice. You know, a lot of channels have really large subscriber bases that are bigger than mine, but don't get the amount of comments that I do. So it's nice that, you know, you guys all commented and gave your thoughts to what I was doing. What do I want? I mean, I don't want my money situation to go tits up. That's the only thing. So do I need any of these? National revolt risk would be nice. Research efficiency would be nice. As with the Imperial Finance Ministry. I think we'll just hold off for now on that. And we'll just wait for... Yep. So we've made it with these troops. And that's going to jump up, yep, our reinforcement a little bit. Which is a shame. Now, we are losing a few convoys, but nothing sort of crazy at the moment, and it's localized to one particular area. And when we look at our convoys, we have Yeah, I've still got 350, so I can afford just for a little bit longer just to not worry about that. Ooh, there's a dodgy battle here. Right, cruiser, heavy anti-air, we'll take that off. And I'm doing these 1943 techs because once I do this one, I believe under carriers, deck parking, air, CAG crew training, air doctrine, 9. Okay, we're a little bit off, but we can keep those rolling. Yeah, we can keep those rolling. But yeah, let's go back to electronic. And let's get the next level of radar. Let's keep that efficiency going. Okay, perfect. Now we've managed to shorten the line here against the Soviets, which is nice. And there we go, the Battle of Singapore. So Britain had 29,000 troops left by the end of that battle, but they definitely had more at the start. But that was a nice victory. We've got another victory here. It's fine, we'll just let that hang on around. Now the real question is, they're attacking us with an Indian armoured division, I believe. Oh, some Partisana. Well, we can easily handle that. Because you're about to move into position at 12, and then we'll just turn you around. Very nice, and then counterattack. Good. So yeah, let's use this militia to just tidy up. And then we might as well move you forward, actually. And then let's make sure the cav gets into position. Yeah, not the best battle, that at 17. Fukushima is looking a little bit tired out there. Let's move up on that. It definitely looks like slow and steady is going to win the race here. Just waiting on those couple of planes to finish up. Shan't be long now. And then the question is, at what point do we want to move out our fleet? So you guys are repaired. Ease is looking a little worse for wear. So I just looked at that one. As is Nagatu. That's actually taken out Warspite and Malaya. So there you go. Not bad going there. Although 94% is definitely not good enough. We'll need to hold off for a second before launching that. Maybe until the end of the month. But it should be a relatively straightforward organizational battle, this. I must say, the Japan campaign, and Japan in general, isn't a nation that I've played very often. This amount of micromanagement and having to deal with this many fronts is almost worse than, you know, the Germany campaign. Taking back Stalingrad. Oh, shit. But 50% of the way towards capitulation. I mean, seriously. If they could just take Leningrad and Moscow, they would probably have this in the bag with my support. I mean, at the end of the day, I've taken Vladivostok, which is worth, I don't know how many victory points. Yeah, 15. I mean, come on. I am pulling my weight here, Germany. I am doing my best. This is times like this that I wish I was playing Germany and I could just do it for them. So, there are American ships in the vicinity. They're not particularly worrying, though. Yeah, and then there we go. That's another twin-engine fighter group done. Yeah, very nice. And then the 14th for the next one. So I think sort of Operation A-Go-Go might be the 14th. We want to at least have our ships at 100% as a minimum, but ideally better than that. Oh, there's a unit that's suddenly appeared. And I think we just lost another sub. Let's support attack like that. Okay, that's immediately made them retreat, so that's good. And how far away are you? The 11th. Not far at all. I think 3 divisions should be able to take out Mongolia. Okay, very nice. So, not looking too bad. Lots of theatre HQs just dotted around for the sake of it. We can't get in there because there are ships in the channel. How frustrating. We are crushing the Barnum in port, though. So we can sink another British battleship using nothing but light bombers. Great success. Go on. Yeah, that is ticking down nicely. Good. Okay, so there's an opportunity there to sink a battleship. Now, at what point? I think we said the 14th, so let's call it the 15th. How are we looking? You're still a little bit ropey. You're looking good. You're now above 150%, and you're up to 127, so yeah, 150 would be nice. So if they're at the 150 mark, I think we'll call that, because they're going to get another day or probably so in port at Guadalcanal before we move off as well. So yeah, could be worse. Pretty much fully repaired down here. And another nice victory here, but we are starting to struggle just a little bit. But we just need to struggle until the point where we can easily move and take out... Yeah, that Tanatuvan division will not last. Yeah. They're very bad technology. Okay, so we're in position here, we're in position here, we're moving up here. And we're just finishing off a little bit of tidying. Speaking of tidying, we can do that. Let's actually scope around like that. Got an opportunity to move up a division there. Plus over here. And yeah, there's lots of support from Manchukuo coming in there, which is very nice. Right, and then I think we should just move out a little bit like that. Good, we forced them back. Okay, it just needs to protect our flanks for a little bit longer. Okay, so pocket battleship we don't need to be doing. I think we'll take that 42 tech off. And I don't mind letting those run. Doing all the techs up to date there. So back onto electronic. Let's get the aircraft communication one. Navigation search radar and encryption machine. And yeah, we've got another twin engine fighter ready. Okay, so we're not that far away from getting those garrison units out either, which is actually really good. Because they are needed to bolster over here. I'm thinking another 2 units on Wake, another unit on Johnston. We need a unit for Christmas, and then probably another unit on Johnston again. So 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 1 just on that island, just to make sure that they don't go for it. And how is our lovely fleet looking now? So you're at 55%, so that 1 destroyer isn't particularly good. You're safe and happy. 166, that's good. And 140, but I imagine that will tick up to probably 148. I would imagine. Normally it works in percentages of about 8, I believe. Ah, 147. You know what? I am happy to accept 147, bearing in mind that they will probably get a day in port at Guadalcanal as well. So, we are going to move off our forces. And we're going to try this daring attack against New Zealand. Let's see what we can do. We have 5 Marine divisions that we can dedicate to this, because I'll leave Guadalcanal unguarded as long as I can fit them all on the transports. We've got a lot of very powerful ships here. Speaking of a battle, that was a very easy one. It's another 4 sunk British destroyers. Effectively 4 IC at the bottom of the sea. I just smiled to myself because I made a C and C pun. I really apologise. That was awful. Okay. Oh, and you are moving like lightning, you. Gonna have to wait for your support to move up. Okay, and we're getting into a lovely position to keep pushing out into the rest of Borneo. It's going to be a relatively easy capitulation, I reckon. And I reckon we've sunk Barnum in port. Good news, good news. Now, I'll probably take Singapore in July, I reckon. And I can see some more battles ongoing. Let's take a little look again. Yeah, not too bad there. Can we counterattack? So, we've got jungle and jungle. How about we take you and have you go that way. Same thing with any nationalist units. And then we'll have the rest of the specialized units go on north. So the question is, on the offense, can we win? And I don't see why not. Yeah, we're definitely winning that battle. They get some... The Brits get some amazing modifiers, and even when I was playing as them, like, we were up to like over 1,000% in Finland. In Finland? Finland, fuck. In Finland. In Finland, we were up to 1,000% modifier. That is definitely not the case. Okay. Here we are. Guadalcanal. So. I think we should load all of you up, and hopefully you can all fit. It would be Yay! Apart from the core HQ. Should we just go for it? I mean, there's a single New Zealand unit there. I get the feeling that an invasion would be nice. So, let's scout on out. We can support with all of our heavy weapons. And we can go for an immediate invasion. Now, we're taking two rather frustratingly separate routes, but I'm sure that'll be okay. And we are lacking a little bit when it comes to supplies, so I'm just going to funnel a bit more into supply for now. There we go. An opportunity to get straight in. So let's get straight in. We can do a bit of a resty rest from port strike. Now that we've sunk some more of their units, and you're starting to see they're dissipating, the Brits. Now that we're closing off their positions. Looking pretty safe here. It's a shame that Musashi's range is just so bad. It's because of the need to upgrade. That's the problem. But I mean, these ships are massive. And once we take this French port, we will be definitely in ultra easy striking distance. This is a worry. Let's send a unit up there. Might lose that one. Not the end of the world if we did, because we can just fall back like that. Can let ourselves recover a little bit more with this dude in readiness. Everything feels very strangely relaxed. Like the Americans are nowhere to be found, which, now that I've mentioned them, they'll probably turn up. Okay, so we can create midget submarines, and we got some submarine plans. Great. So Britain just got the Iraq out the war. Bad news. Okay, I think we actually landed on the wrong bit. Yeah, that was a bit stupid, wasn't it? Right, we'll just hold fire then for a sec. Because if we take this province quite quickly, yeah, it's just nothing but a random French general, level 3 French general, there aren't many of them. Okay, so that was a good victory. So, small warship surface radar, that is apparently improved. Okay, well... that's under this tech. Why did it take me to that one then? This is very weird. Okay, so industrial zone, airbase blueprints, and I think basing for the naval base efficiency, because our ships definitely do need a bit of healing at the moment. And we're up to 202, but we're about to get those garrisons done. 27th. Not long now. Not long at all. I'm not sure where they're retreating. doesn't appear to be anywhere they could retreat to, interestingly. But it says they're retreating. Okay, we're moving up very nicely into the heartland. We're about 1 month away from combat effectiveness in our CAG groups again. So, not long. 4th of July. You've got to be kidding. 5th. Why would you do that to me? Well, if that's the case, we might as well actually send them back into port for a week or two. Okay, so that's got them pushed up. We're keeping the lifeline open in this particular area. It's a shame that the nationalist Chinese aren't, you know, sending a few divisions up and over. That would be very helpful. Okay, and here's our new garrison units. Okay, so let's first of all, let's give you shitty commanders. There's plenty of them to go around. Perfect. Let's load you up. And then let's send both units, I think, to Wake first. We'll get another 2 units on Wake Island. Okay, that's a victory, so that's good. And we've nearly recovered our organisation. Not that far away at all now, really, on that front. Being counterattacked. But only by a cav division. It will be an easy victory. Ah, and we've got another tank unit free. So, we're heading you over that direction. And I think you over that direction as well. Let's get the tanks a-going. Let's tidy up a bit there. And we are moving up onto Irkutsk. We're going to go with that. That's what I'm going to say that's called. Let's move down one more province and just get into position to support. And there's some Tanatuvan units over here that if we can take them out, we'll flip sides. And speaking of flipping sides, let's rebase you over there. And stop you doing that. We do at least have a few little units of ships. I'm just waiting for the Americans to really get involved. And I can see that our supply situation is a bit ballsed. I've just noticed it. Let's sort that out. Let's keep reinforcement and upgrades going, but we'll need to just quickly rectify that problem. Right, not long at all now. Good. Couple of very nice victories, including an opportunity here. Jungle with mountains above. So yeah, we'll leave the mountain units behind and we'll counterattack here. Just need to get you into position. Because... yeah, 3.1 is definitely not good enough. And how long until you reach there? 29th. Not long at all. Let's keep that reinforcement going just a little bit longer. I imagine that the majority of our naval assets over here are fixed. Yep, the majority of them are. And then I imagine that you guys are seeing the benefits of a little bit more R&R. Yeah, 154 and 156, very nice. Yeah, nearly ready. And speaking of nearly being ready, they're nearly there. And, of course, the Brits have landed every single Dutch unit they can in Singapore. Feels scummy, UK. UK is being very scummy in this game. I mean, it's a meat grinder battle. Our units definitely outperform them, so yeah, I'm not worried. We should still be able to take it. I think a push like that would be nice. I think you should take that province. That would be my hint. And yeah, the cav is making its way round. Just purely the cags that I want to get out. Come on. You're nearly there. What I really like is the fact that our ships have taken a bit of a hammering, but they're still hanging in there. And they have given as good as they've, you know, got. Right, we're being counterattacked, I think, in that dodgy province. Is it the dodgy province? Yeah, it's this one. This is the dodgy province. There's no point me doing that. Did we just lose 1,000 dudes in one go? You are joking, aren't you? Holy shit. That's ridiculous. Right, you guys, though, should be there before they arrive. Come on. In you go. Yes. Wasn't enough for them to break through. I love that. That's classic. Classic AI. Ah, okay, so we made it in. We're being counterattacked a little bit, but only by a couple of very weak units that we should be able to push off. Apart from that Soviet unit, which has decided that that target's actually the best target. Which I wouldn't necessarily say that is the right case. Brits have lost all of those battleships. I think we're going to say the stockpile is big enough for now. And then there's our own losses. Oh, and we can order 3 Japanese amphibious tanks. So you know what? Let's do that. Except let's maybe put 50 into production and then it'll jump it. Jumpstart the economy. Yeah, I'm determined, I think, to beat that garrison unit. Right, it definitely thinks we're going to win. It's just being a bit roundabout with the way it's doing it. Warspite. More partisans. Yeah, more ship that we lost. Come on. Let's not have our supply lines get dicked. We don't want our supply lines to get dicked. And Colonial Militia is an easy win. And aha! A port. And a good port too. Good news, good news. So if we take the port, does that mean they're being supplied from there? I bloody hope it does. Shanghai, of course. Why would it be? Why wouldn't it be? Don't understand why supply is such a problem. Very, very irritating. So, ships. We have made it down. I think it is time for a little trip to New Zealand. Let's go see the hobbits. They're just HQs. I don't want just HQs. You give me units, then fine. I will take them, but HQs, I'm going to let them roll, I think. Anything that's like that. Because the 43 is normally a pretty low year for tech. Are you serious right now? I'm producing loads. How can it all be convoyed out? Sometimes the way the math works in this is just... Like, convoyed out? What does that mean? What exactly does convoyed out mean? I've got over 200 IC in supply. That should be enough. Okay, so carrier group's gone up, which is nice. Capital ship screws, 45, 45. Assault rifles is such a good tech. So is camouflage designs to the next level. Good, and our officer ratio is holding up very nicely. It looks like that supply situation is rectifying itself. So, not a great port, I do want to say. So we can't exactly stay here for long. Oh, and the next level of naval underway replenishment. Very nice. So we'll do the CAD crew training. We'll let that run. Nothing else really there that I want. We'll get the anti-air ammunition first. Okay, let's let the game sort of figure out that we're not undersupplied. Even though it thinks we are. Let's just let it tick. So Iran is quickly going to shit its pants, and Afghanistan is going to shit its pants. At which point the entire British army will be with us, or against us. Including the Iranian army and the Afghanistani army. So... yeah, good news. Good news. There are river lines we can hold. I mean, we saw in the UK campaign that it's very easy to hold a river line there. If needs be. So, are you going to form a part of this? That's the question. So, let's do a little bit of scouty. Scouty, scouty. And it's difficult to tell what, like, tile this forms in. I'm going to gamble that it's here, and then, you know, if the gamble doesn't pay off, I can just change where they're at. Right, go for it. Auckland. I don't think the Japanese ever set foot on New Zealand. We have the Bob Semple tank to fear. Okay, let's hope supply doesn't kick the bucket. The whole convoyed out thing is weird. Yeah, we're now losing supply again. Interdiction tactics. I don't think we need to keep those running. So the invasion's going from over there. Okay. That's weird, but I will bow to the game's superior knowledge of where we should be invading from. If supply fucks me here, I'm going to be really pissed. Because I am funneling everything into it. Right, there's a victory. Very nice. Okay, and you've caught up. Yeah, so the majority of Borneo is now ours. And that supply ratio is ticking up. It's just taking its sweet ass time. I'm intrigued. There's no units around here, so that's positive. All the battleships, etc., are getting into position. That's not good news. No, no, no. You know, we could go at this from literally the other direction. And just say, fuck it. Annoying. Very annoying. I just want Mongolia to die. I just need 2 more divisions over there. Very annoying. Right, for starters, no. 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 There. Good. So we're giving them the maximum shore bombardment penalty. So we're off to a good start. Good, good, good. Yeah, I've had an epiphany here, ladies and gentlemen. I've decided that we're going to take Mongolia from the other side. Fuck you, Russia. Okay, so that counterattack is going very nicely. There's a random Indian militia brigade that's just decided that it wants to have a good time. We can't break a colonial cav division. Those 8 units cannot arrive soon enough. They are not that far away now. Nothing really here that I want. Guess maybe Amphibious light armor. Extreme combat tactics is a good tech. Okay, and there's another nice victory there. Pushing out nicely, considering that we've got another 8 units on the way. I'm happy. I'm not often happy, but I'm happy. This makes me unhappy. I mean, our Marines should win that quite nicely. We've got a new German ambassador. Oh, very nice. Okay, so that's made a real difference up there. So there's no other VPs in this area. 42%. I think I'm going to call it an episode here. So thank you very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode of the Soviet campaign. Thanks again. Bye-bye.